here, I mean, it will be really hard for you to get a gig in France or Europe because they are at a whole different level when it comes to mind, when it comes to skills, when it comes to software, because all these things work with software. Every time there's a new software, there's a new, it's like being on these apps that people use all the time. All the time there's something new. And how do you keep up with that? So some art forms would be really difficult for some of the Ugandan artists. And it doesn't mean that it's easy for the European or the Americans. It's also difficult for them, but what happens with them is that, first of all, they have the knowledge, they have schools where they go to learn this, and it's recognized, which means that when they come out of those schools, they are respected because they learn that form of art. And then when they go out in the market and they don't have gigs, there is a system that helps them to survive. They are given some, capital or money to survive on, even if they don't have a gig. When they get a gig, they can declare that they got a gig, and then they don't have to claim money from the state. So
gig being business in
So if there was a system like that, and imagine Eddie or young people who are, and every year there's also these opportunities, like every year there's a lights festival, there is a video mapping festival, there's a all these street theater festivals. So it means that someone is working, even though they know they are not going to get paid all the time, but they know at the end of the year there is something they look up to. And that gives them the motivation to create that kind of content. But if there is no opportunity, there is no platform for them to show their work, then it becomes difficult for them to be motivated.
be the legacy of Divine Nabarisi?
Okay. So, I mean, you do your best. You do your best and hope that you're going to have impact in your work. So our impact is measured in avoided deforestation, meaning that for every one seedling we plant, we are saving, for example, an acre of bamboo could potentially save 2 acres of hardwood trees every year. Then a ton of briquettes of bamboo is potentially saving X number of charcoal from being produced. So in terms of avoided deforestation, in terms of avoided emissions, but also in terms of opportunities that we give to women, we hope that our impact will be that women have more time for productive work instead of having to walk kilometers to collect firewood, for example, or the dangers they face while they're going to collect firewood. We hope that that would be the impact. Improved health, instead of cooking from the 3-stone fire that traditionally we in Africa are used to cooking on, that now they can have improved means of cooking. That would be an impact. The youth we are training, the opportunities, the income generation opportunities that we are creating, and also inspiring other young people and other women that you can come up with an idea that you believe in, and if you give it your all and give it time, eventually you will make a difference.
It is a CEO Bench. My name is Eddie Okela. Welcome to the program. It's live on House of Talent Television. And of course, this particular show today, we are going to be talking to a very special guest with a very wide, vote of nomination to be brought to the CEO Bench. It's not the typical CEO Bench. The CEO Bench focuses on the community leadership, the community development, and people who are developing talent at a very low end, but taking us to the global. His name is Jackson Mubiro, coming all the way from Uganda Skateboard Union. Yes, Uganda has skateboard. Who thought that we'll be having this happening at the backyard of the capital city of Uganda? Straight to the world. Jackson, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
And how are you, first of all?
I'm doing well.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for hosting me here, and also to have a good opportunity to to introduce myself to you, and also to show you what I'm trying to do in our country, Uganda.
Yes. Thank you very much. We very much want to welcome you onto the program, Jackson. I want to start from a very lighter note, Jackson. Just if you tell us more about you. Who is Jackson? And, what are the values that define you as a person?
Jackson, I'm a person who is like you, but I'm like, I always think, I need to think what's coming. I need to, I think the vision where, the way how I did, I was I thought of sports, and I need to introduce something which is unique, but skateboarding, nobody knew about this kind of game. I started this project in 2005 with my 2 friends, one from South Africa, his name was called Shoswat, and then another one from Canada. His name was Brian Lai. So those 2 guys, they taught me a lot of things, because that is the time when they invited me to go to South Africa, and I copy from South Africa, I paste in Uganda.
Wow. All right, that's a very nice one. The fact that you copy and you're doing it a Ugandan way. But if I am going back to know Jackson, are you Ugandan? If yes, which part of this country do you come from? What are the values that define you as Jackson?
Yes.
I'm
Ugandan. I'm from Mamba clan. The word Mubiru means Mamba. Mamba clan. And I'm coming from that part of Chiboga.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where my backbone parents, where they come from.
Okay.
And I'm staying in Ichitintale. That's where I grew up, and I decided to make something which is strong, whereby people, at least I can live the history.
Yes.
Because I grew up there. But so many people, they grew up in different areas, but they never make something. But for me, I decided to put something historical.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm 40 years.
Okay.
I'm a married guy.
Okay.
I have 4 kids,
Yes.
2 boys, 2 girls,
Yes.
and that's where I grew up from. So if you want to know me, if you reach in Chitintale, you ask Jack, Mubiru Jack.
Yes.
They will say the one for skateboarding.
Yes.
So that's the
yes.
So they
Wow,
know
yeah.
Jackson Mubiru,
Yeah.
the skateboarder in Chitintale.
Wow. Jackson, let's just take me back a little bit, just to know you a little bit more. Were you in sports before?
Man, for me, okay, the way how I grew up.
Yes.
Man, I was a crazy guy. I was my dad was a soldier.
Yes.
So I studied in army school.
Yes.
So in Mbuya Barracks.
Yes.
But no, that school is no longer there. It's now a barracks.
I also studied in army school when early days, yes, in my primary school, yes.
So I used to be a crazy guy.
Yeah.
And I used to skate on the road.
Yes.
And I was my parents, they were anyway, I was totally sportsman. I know how to make backsama, I know how to play football, I know rugby, but I end up dropping into skateboarding.
Okay. When you say that you were crazy, a crazy guy, crazy as in sports, or crazy as a boxer, crazy and what is it?
Anyway, being crazy,
Yes.
I was trying to investigate more about sports and where can I fall in.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not crazy by mentally disturbed, no,
yes.
but I was crazy. I tried to make a research where I can fall in sports.
Okay.
Yeah, because I tested different kind of sports.
Yes.
Football, martial arts, rugby,
Yes. Hockey.
So those are the things which I'm trying to say that I was crazy in sports.
Okay. Jackson, you said you were a son of a soldier.
Yeah.
Normally, soldiers are not usually available for their children. When you started doing sports and studying in the barracks, of course, seeing all these things, you didn't end up as a soldier.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll end up as a soldier. We'll get to know that very much. But how did your father react to your talent and trying to get your different giftings in sports?
And my dad was a simple guy.
Yes.
He was a general, by the way.
Yes.
And he used to the way how you can talk your son.
Yeah.
By the way, he told me, Jack, I don't want to see me when I'm having all these entire army thing.
Yes.
He never wanted me to admire him.
Yes.
Because he was a soldier. Because he was he used to tell me, Jack, never enter the army.
Yeah.
Never. Don't. Then I was like, why? Say, no, do what I'm saying. Don't do what I'm doing.
Yes.
And my dad, he told me, respect anybody who is wearing a uniform.
Yeah.
Either is a police, army, either is a security guard, respect those people because they suffer a lot. So I don't want you to become any security, security organ.
Yes.
So that is my first time to understand what my dad was.
Yeah.
Then the next thing I said, now let me try to find my way.
Yes.
So I entered into sports, and he was he supported me because where the skate park is, it was my father's land.
Okay.
They donated the land to me after investigating my talent.
Yeah.
So that's where I began from.
Okay. And when your mom, when you talk about this, was your mom supporting you when you're trying to be a sports person? She didn't want you to be a doctor, engineer. These things, in sports, they never saw a lot of things in it. And so I said, no, Jack, no, I want you to be a doctor. I want to be, engineer or a pilot.
I get.
What was your mom saying?
I get. By the way, at the beginning,
yes,
both my parents, they couldn't know what I was doing.
Yes.
Because I first buy skating shoes, a rollerblade,
yeah,
and I used to skate on the road.
Yeah.
But my parents, they started hearing rumors.
Yes.
Your son is skating on the road, is faster than a car. You know that Kamwes.
Yeah, that's what is going. That's what you're doing, because that's some serious stuff on the screen right there.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they never wanted me to be part of this sport, because they said, you man, you are taking your risk on the road. You what? Yes. No, we can't allow you
to die. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. But in fact, they kept my skating thing away from me.
Yes.
And they kept it somewhere. They never wanted me to be part of that sport.
And Muse never gave you some
Never,
cane, how they usually cane the young.
Exactly, because they never gave me that chance.
Okay.
And by the time I used to train in Bogolobi, you know where MTN is?
Yes.
There was a signpost there.
Yes.
So
for car testing and stuff.
Exactly.
Yes.
I used to escape from school. Then I come for skateboarding. And the parents were like, this guy, he doesn't want to study, every 24 hours is in skateboarding. What's wrong with this guy?
Wow.
So they decided to take me in the boarding school.
Wow.
So
well, we're talking to Jackson. If you're joining the CEO Band, this particular CEO Band is dedicated to sports. Jackson Mubiru is coming from the Uganda Skateboard Union, the first of its kind, the man who has pioneered a very interesting city-born, sport in Uganda, and now preparing the Ugandans to go for Olympics Paris 2024. That's why Jackson is here with a very huge nomination. So if you are into sports, if you like community development, today we're going to be talking to Jackson about leadership in community, change management in community, and transformation with Jackson in a community. How do you turn around your story in your community like Jackson and to be a leader in that community? That's what we're talking to Jackson about. Jackson, let me take you back a little bit on this, but it's a very interesting story before we go for a break.
Yes.
All this escaping and going to school, we want to understand something from you.
Yeah.
Where did you develop your love for skateboarding from? Because we always think, were you watching too much movies? What were you doing? How did you get into skateboard and did not stay into either boxing or stay into football or stay into volleyball? Like me, I stayed in volleyball, but you went into skateboard. And skateboard is really for very affluent sort of community in the backyard of developed cities. How did you end up there?
Automatically, for this, where I go, what inspired me?
Yes.
I was a guy who used to watch cartoons.
Yes.
And my favorite channel was DSTV.
Yes.
So on DSTV,
yes.
I used to watch the channel called the X Games.
Yes.
There's X Games.
Yes.
So on that X Games, there was a channel which showed skateboarding.
Yeah.
And I was watching a guy called Tony Hawk.
Yes.
So Tony Hawk used to skate. He jump. He make, airs. He make a lot of flips. What and what.
Yeah.
I was like, that was my first time to watch this guy.
Yeah.
I was like, what? No, this is impossible.
Yeah. And coming from back summer,
exactly.
You are like, yes.
And I was like, no way. How can someone step on the board and you jump, you make air on it?
Yes.
No way. So I was like, So I used to watch that channel. So one day, in 2005, it was in 2004.
Yes.
That was a day when they are opening a first biggest supermarket in Kampala.
Yes.
That is Lugogo Game.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes, the game stores. Yes.
So people, they started advertising that supermarket.
Yes.
Please, supermarket, this new supermarket, it has a variety of things.
Yes, yes.
Everything is inside this supermarket.
Yes.
Obviously, in my understanding, I was like, no way. In that supermarket, a lot of things, I need to visit that supermarket.
Yes.
Let me go there to see whether they have a jackfruit.
Yes.
So, remember I was in army school.
Yes.
I escaped from school.
Yes.
I went to Lugogo game store
Yes.
to see how they are opening it.
Yes. Yes.
But my intention was to go there to watch if there is a jackfruit inside, because they say inside the supermarket variety of,
Yes, of
fruits
and everything.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
So, reaching at the gate,
Yeah.
I saw a guy holding a skateboard.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the guy whom I watched
Yes.
on
This was
X
the
Game.
photo. This was the photo on the door. Yes.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
No, it was a real guy
Wow.
holding a skateboard. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I need to ask this guy. I saw him on TV. I watched him on TV.
Yes.
Let me ask him.
Yes.
So I went to the guy. The guy we were in the same age, mate.
Yes.
And the guy, I said, hey, I saw you. I watched you on TV. The guy was like, me? No, I don't want to talk to strangers.
Yes.
So that the guy even,
Yes, yes.
the guy, I disturbed the guy.
Yeah.
He entered the supermarket.
Yes.
I entered the supermarket.
Yes.
I said, please.
They didn't kick you out.
They didn't.
Yes.
Because they thought that we are together. I used that chance.
Yes. Yes.
So,
yes. Yes.
that guy, he told me, why don't you leave me? I don't know you. I said, please, can I step on this game? I want also to step on it.
Yes.
Please, teach me how to skate.
Yeah.
The guy was like, no, until the parents came
Yes.
and was like, what's wrong with you guys? You are disorganizing the supermarket,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
The guy said, I don't know this guy, but he want the parents. They said, okay, we have understood.
Yes.
He need a skateboard.
Yeah.
Please, share with him a skateboard. These are the parents.
Yeah.
So, that is the time when I stepped on the skateboard inside the supermarket.
Wow. Wow.
I fell down.
Yes.
So the supermarket attendant, they were like,
Yes.
you guys.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So they told us,
Yeah.
you move out and you skate from outside.
Yes. Yes.
So that was my first time.
Okay.
That guy,
Yeah.
his name was Shoswat
Yeah.
from South Africa.
Yeah.
He's the guy whom he taught me how to skate.
Yeah.
We came together,
Yeah.
we became friends.
Yeah.
That is the way how.
Wow, wow. Well, we're talking to Jackson. Jackson is the co-founder of the Skateboard Union of Uganda. What a fantastic, phenomenal story right there of how Jackson actually ended up in skateboard. Isn't it amazing that when you're actually looking for something, you're able to get it? I think it is clear that Jackson is a self-leader, and we're going to take a break. And when we come back, the CEO bench will dive deep into leadership. How did Jackson lead himself? What is his understanding of leadership? How does he manage change from being a child to being now a man raising children who are preparing to go for Olympics? Stay right there. The CEO bench will be right back after the break. And if you have a comment, please share it far and wide with Jackson. If you have a question, we'll definitely answer it. We'll be right back after this. Eddie Okeela, Jackson, signing out for a coffee break on the CEO bench. We'll be right back after this.
Now I'm going to talk to my people.
Yes.
Because I like what, as we are saying,
Yes.
vive la France, vive la francophonie. So, le leadership, c'est quoi? Le leadership, ce n'est pas le fait d'intimider les gens ou bien de dominer les gens, non. Le leadership, c'est le fait d'aider les gens à suivre le bon chemin. Parce qu'il y a des gens qui sont là, ils ne savent même pas par quel chemin emprunter. Il y a des gens qui ont même étudié, mais ils ne savent pas quel business ils doivent faire. Maintenant, l'idée, quand tu rencontres une personne pareille, tu vas l'orienter. Non, tu peux faire mieux que ce que tu fais. Non, la peur que tu as là ne va pas te tuer. Tu peux aller au-delà de la peur. L'idée, c'est comme j'avais donné l'exemple, allow me to go a little bit deeper. J'avais donné l'exemple ici en français, en anglais, pardon. La vidéo que j'avais vue à propos de chiens, il y avait un groupe de chiens au niveau du Canada et il n'y avait pas de l'eau. Pourquoi? Parce qu'il y avait, la neige, il n'y avait pas la place pour que tout le monde puisse boire de l'eau. Mais il y avait seulement une petite place pour le boss que je vais appeler. Et il ne voulait pas que les autres puissent venir boire de l'eau, comme il était boss. Il intimidait les gens. Mais il y avait un petit garçon, un petit chien qui était là à côté. Il a eu l'idée de briser la glace là où il y avait pas, parce que l'eau était en dessous et il n'y avait pas moyen de boire. Mais le petit chien a brisé et tout le monde a vu ce qu'il faisait. Ils sont venus, ils ont commencé à briser et tous ont profité avec l'eau potable. Et le boss était laissé comme un vaurien. Personne ne lui faisait encore confiance parce qu'il n'était pas là pour les aider. Il était là pour le faire peur, les intimider. Mais un leader, c'est quelqu'un qui est là pour aider quelqu'un à avancer jusqu'à son destin, à sa vision. Parce que nous avons tous nos visions, mais c'est la peur des fois qui nous arrête. Merci mon ami.
Welcome back from that break. This is a CEO Bench. My name is Eddie Okila, live on House of Talent Television. We're live on Twitter, on Facebook, and on our YouTube studio. Please go there and share it far and wide, subscribe, and be part of the bigger family, growing bigger and better, far and wide. And of course, to all our people, Ugandans in the diaspora, who have voted overwhelmingly for Jackson. Over 1.8 million Ugandans follow House of Talent TV in the diaspora, and we want to say thank you very much for following Ugandan television and following Ugandan's program, and also picking interest to be, aware of what is happening at home here. So thank you very much, every Ugandan in the diaspora, and of course to the wider family of the CEO Bench, followers all across the world. Thank you. I would like to say shout out to my brother and another mother, JB, all the way in Belgium. JB, thank you very much. Shout out to you. And of course, we want to send a very big shout out to Edwin in Germany. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being part of the CEO Bench. And of course, Dennis in Australia, we want to say thank you very much. Of course, to the people who comes from the Kitintali area, Kampala Center, this is for you. Jackson is here representing all of you guys. And we're going to dive into change management, leadership, change management, and transformation. Jackson, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
And Jackson is the co-founder of Uganda Skateboard Union. Jackson, we want to take you straight to this question. What is your understanding of leadership, Jackson? How do you define leadership?
Leadership, on my understanding, this is whereby you can you can be having something in your mind to do something, and that's something which you are trying to do. You may think that you are gonna do it as yourself, but at the end of the day, people supported you. People, they can support you. Then after also you have a vision. You can bring something which is important to them. Those people, they started following you. They can listen to you. At the end of the day, you came together with them. You understand? And also you can do something which is visible to them. Then you become together. At the end of the day, they started following you. You become like their head. At the end of the day, like, let me say, for example, for me at the beginning, I started this. I thought this is my passion. But finally, I saw some people started coming. We came together. So right now, I have a lot of people whom I'm helping. You understand? So from being your passion, then it expanded. From the expansion, people started following you. You became together. That's my understanding of leadership.
Wow. Well, Jackson, thank you very much for that one. I want to just take you straight. So do you think Jackson Mubiru is a leader? And what kind of a leader are you, Jackson?
Anyway, this...
Given your explanation, do you think Jackson Mubiru is a leader?
Please, I'm a leader.
And if you're a leader, what kind of leader do you think Jackson is? By you knowing yourself very well.
So for me, honestly speaking, I never knew that I would become a leader. But honestly, I'm a leader. Why? You know, when I did something, and a lot of people, they are proud of me. At the end of the day, I'm helping them. So I have kids whom I'm looking after. I'm like their dad. So it's like a family. A father in the family is the head of the family. He's the lead of the family.
Wow.
So I'm a leader.
So would you say that Jackson is a transformative leader, or are you a transactional leader? Transactional means that you just transact, you do business with people as a leader. Or would you say what you're doing, you're transforming people in your area, therefore you're a transformative leader?
Yeah, I'm a transforming. By the way, my community, I'm a change maker.
Okay.
I'm transforming my community using a sport. You get me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a leader. I'm transforming using a skateboard to the community. And it's now countrywide.
Wow.
Yeah, because you check skateboarding where it started in Chitintare. So it's from Chitintare, it went wider. From there, even East Africa, because our skate park is the first on its kind in East Africa.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say that Jackson is actually a transformative leader, but we want to know from you, given Jackson's story from where we have reached right now in this interview on the CEO bench, do you think that Jackson is a transformative leader, a transactional leader, or is a laissez-faire leader? This program is about leadership, change management, and transformation, and we're talking to the co-founder of Uganda's skateboard union, Jackson Mubiro, who is in the studio right now, and you're hearing his story. So we want you to vote. We want your comments, kisses, and disses coming. We're okay with it. And as sportsmen, we don't, get annoyed. We want to hear from you. Please vote for Jackson, and we want to know whether he's a transformative leader. And also you who are listening to the program or listening into the program, what part of leadership do you think Jackson is? Jackson, I want to take you straight to my next question. Now that we've talked about leadership, I want to hear more from you.
Yes.
Which projects do you want to develop in these next years, and why are you very much passionate about skateboard?
By the way, I love my country.
Yes.
Uganda.
Yes.
And I always move. This sport, it has made me, I'm rich in this sport. Not by money. No. But I've traveled almost all over Germany, US, and I always move and I watch things which we don't have here. I want to bring it here. This is the way how I brought skateboarding in Uganda. I went to South Africa and I came back. I said, no, I need to bring here to my country.
But Jackson, most people leave this country, most Ugandans leave this country, or most Africans leave the country, and when they go to another country, don't want to come back. But yet you were saying you left, you want to come back and bring this here. What is your motivating factor?
My motivating factor, I want to raise up my country. I want to raise up my country, these new generations, to be inspired, to be proud of their country. For me, I've moved different countries, but I don't want to stay in those countries. People, they invite me. I always go there. They are really interested in me to visit them. But what I do, I copy from there, I bring them here. I copy and paste here. Why? This game skateboarding started in California in 1960s. It got its birthday in Uganda in 2005. How many years are those? Imagine. Which means Europe, Asia, they are far from Uganda.
Yes.
So this, nobody knew about skateboarding. You understand?
We only used to see it on TV.
Exactly.
We don't know
A
how
lot of people, they know that we have a skateboard
Yeah.
in Uganda.
Yeah.
You know what? Ugandan, we are funny guys.
Yes.
We Ugandans,
Yes.
if you have your secret,
Yes.
get a book, write it inside, cover it, put it somewhere. For us, we don't want to read. Ugandanese.
Yes.
That's what I know. So, so for me,
Yes.
I always move out.
Yeah.
I bring in what
Something.
I've seen
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I love my country, for God and my country.
Yes, yes.
So that's why I want to my country to be also
Yeah.
recognized by the other countries.
Okay.
So you see now, if you talk about the history of skateboarding,
Yeah, yeah.
Uganda was #1 to have a skate park.
Yeah.
Second country was Tanzania.
Yeah.
The third country was Kenya.
Wow.
The fourth was Rwanda.
Yeah.
You see the way how. So we also have history. Uganda has a history.
And we're very proud of you on that one. I think that if you're watching this program, Jackson deserves a very big round of applause. In fact, Jackson, on that note, we need to toast to this coffee. Please, I want you to pick your cup. We need to toast to this coffee because I think this has been a very fantastic conversation going forward. Yes.
Thank you.
And while we have coffee, Jackson, and I want you to take a sip of your coffee, I wanted to go straight to how do you see in fact, before I go there, I know you talked about what you want to do and the stuff that you want to do. I want to take you straight to my next question here, Jackson, which is, apart from Kampala and, what you're already doing in Kitintali, are you planning some of this to go to other areas of Uganda? Because this is a very transformative sport. But first of all, we want to know from you, what is the learning of you setting this thing in Kitintali? That you think that if you take it all across Uganda, it will help other communities to develop and bring out the talent that can take us to World Cup or to Olympics?
Yeah, I love that question. Do you know why I love that question? Because Kitintale is a ghetto slum area, and it is in the middle of the capital city. The reason why that spot was there, it is because my dream started from there, and I tried to share this passion with some of the head of sports, like National Council, but they never knew what was coming in the future. And
what did they say to you when you introduced it to them?
They never knew about the sport. They never knew. And you know, when something is, it's not included in their programs, they can't listen to you.
Wow.
You get my point?
Yes.
Because nobody knew about skateboarding that it will go in Olympics. But for me, I knew. Why? Because the people whom I'm staying with, those European guys, they always tell me, Jack, in this year, hopeful we shall have this. So for me, I had a vision.
Yeah.
But my sports leaders, they never listened to me.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
Yeah.
But for me, I say, I will not wait for the Karamajong to develop. They will find me in front.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Kitintale, for me, my father's land, that's where I first put.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, because I never had money to buy land, to put it or somewhere where there is a nice place, I said, no, let me put it in that place, and it's a ghetto
where
place.
you have control.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, we have achieved it, because people, they have started now knowing about skateboarding.
Yeah.
So the next thing, I'm moving in schools. Why in schools? Because mainly this sport, it's for students. It's for like we youth. And yet schools, they are willing to have those kind of stuff. So if I introduce it in schools, it will expand.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Why? Most of the students, we are going to compete in schools. Compete like the way how you see post-primary football and so on.
Yeah.
And also, right now we are in process with the French embassy.
Yeah.
We are going to expand this sport in areas, in regions, Mbarara, North, West, and also in refugee camps.
Yeah.
So I don't want this sport to stay in Kampala. There are also other regions.
Yeah.
There are also talents. So we need to dig those talents to do what? To participate in this sport.
Wow.
And that's why we are trying. By 2024,
Yeah.
I think you have seen my team. My team, Titintale
Yes,
Club
yes,
there.
yes,
They are
yes,
totally,
yes, yes.
yeah. And that club, guys whom I've been training,
Yes.
those guys, they have moved also.
Yeah.
Because Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda,
Yeah.
these are my students whom I'm sending there to train those countries.
Okay.
So, which means this sport, it has helped the youth
Yeah.
to achieve something in their pocket.
Yeah.
Rather than being idle,
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they enter into bad criminal activities.
Wow.
So I'm trying to promote them
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
their talents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Jackson, we're going to hold it right there. And when we come back, we will be discussing a little bit more about change management. And, we want to know if there have been challenges that you've gone through and things that, you are doing to, to combat the challenges been through. But for you guys who are watching the show all across the world, we want to say thank you very much. This is the CEO Bench. I told you the CEO Bench is not a very typical CEO Bench like you always look to. We want to actually have a conversation with some of the change agents, leaders in our communities. And have like you've already heard from Jackson. Jackson is doing it in his community. He speaks himself. What an amazing story. A very fantastic story right there coming from Jackson, and a very good lesson to pick from there. And if you're a leader, the CEO Bench is about people who are moving to the top. And people who are on the top, how do they sustain it? And those who are from the top coming down, how do you sustain it? Focusing on leadership, change management, and transformation of our community is what this program is all about. We'll be taking a break, and when we come back, Jackson and I are going to dive very deeply into change management and what his understanding is and what kind of changes Jackson is actually causing in our society. Stay right there. The CEO Bench will be right back after this. What is your understanding of leadership?
Leadership for me means you're being able to immerse yourself and get your team, not staff. I've learned that's they're both different terms, and I'll tell you why. When you immerse yourself as a leader, you're willing to sort of get in the trench with your team and get them to buy the vision behind the structure you set up or the business you set up.
Yeah.
I think then you've achieved or you are on your way to achieving what it is you want to do with the type of business you have. The reason why I said there's a difference between staff and team is your staff is a body there, do this, do that, and they'll just follow and clock out. Okay. But your team will understand the vision and actually run with it. Perhaps even run with it better than you yourself envisioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Linda, on that note, are you a leader? Do you consider yourself a leader?
I think I'm learning how to, and I'll say I'm working on my impatience. I've been giving feedback about my impatience and that, and impatience in the sense that I know what it is I want. Perhaps we've all discussed it, and if it doesn't happen within Linda's 2 minutes, then I sort of take it away from you and try to do it myself. So I'm trying to pace myself and understand or allow others to move forward and do that. Yeah.
it's a CEO bench on this particular fine day, evening, morning, or night, depending on which part of the world you're actually catching the program from. And of course, we are live on House of Talent, live on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Go there, subscribe, share it far and wide, and be part of the bigger family, growing bigger and better. I want to say shout out to all our Ugandan people in diaspora. Over 1.8 million Ugandans living in diaspora who wanted to see Jackson on the show. And some of them actually hail from the city suburb of Kampala, which is the Kitintali, where Jackson is based with the Skateboarding Union of Uganda. Jackson, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much.
You've got a lot of people who love what you're doing, who think that nominating says one of the change agents we have in our society is people like Jackson because of what they are doing, and helping children to find what is meaningful to them. Jackson, on that note, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
What is your understanding of change, and how is change managed from the skateboarding perspective and from what you are doing right now in society?
Anyway, change, it's like the way how we are born. We keep on changing.
Yes.
Characters, behaviors, ways. So for me, like, I'm changing. Let me based on my community.
Yes.
I'm changing my community.
Yeah.
How? I'm trying to show or to show the community that everything is possible. Never regret before you die. You can, yeah.
Yes.
You know why?
Yes.
Because some of the people, I'm like, some people, they can be hopeless. Let me say hopeless.
Yes.
You are there, you are doing nothing, you don't know anything.
Yes.
But when you have hope,
Yes.
everything can change.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm trying to change my community. How?
Yeah.
I'm trying to divert youth in my community, to divert them away from bad criminal activities,
Yeah.
to start their own businesses
Yes.
within the Chitintale community.
Yeah.
How? Through showing them different activities. Like, we have a project of bamboo. Those bamboo, we get sculptures out of it. And we do competition at our Chitintale skateboard park. People who come to watch, they buy those sculptures. You see, you understand now.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
changing
yes,
them.
Yes. And you're managing change.
Exactly.
Yes.
We do tailoring. We have one showing machine, by the way. One showing machine.
Yes,
but
yes.
that showing machine,
Yeah.
we train other kids.
Okay.
On one, we give them time with their timetable. Everyone 1 hour, 1 hour, using that one showing machine. They make their own clothes. They make their backpackers. So my role is to have event at the skate park.
Okay.
And I invited people. People comes from different parts. So they admire these guys.
So are this actually made from your community
Yes.
there? Yeah.
You see now, like those ones.
Yeah.
People come. They come to watch, but in the other way around,
Yes.
I'm trying to sell this product for guys.
Yes, yes.
I'm
yes.
sorry to say that.
Yes.
but
No. This is what the problem is about.
Because
Jackson. Yes.
if people they hear that,
Yes.
so Jack is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He make events for us to come.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So I'm trying to change,
Yeah.
and also to show, to make these youth that everything is possible.
Yeah.
So right now there's my students and my youth in my community.
Yeah.
They are benefiting right out.
Yeah.
Because they sell their own product.
Yeah.
They make their own things.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
You need to visit my project.
We're definitely going to visit you, Jackson, and I'm definitely going to buy an item and make sure that item come into the studio and we actually showcase it here in the studio. And of course, to all of you guys out there, we want to encourage you to go and buy this product from Jackson and make sure that the product that is being produced from the Uganda Skateboard Union, Center in Kitintale, please go there and support the community. What a change manager right there in Jackson. And of course, a very fantastic discussion coming up this morning or this afternoon, this evening, depending on which part of the world you're watching the show from, with Jackson. And Jackson is telling us the story of change management in the community. The way Jackson breaks down change management in his society is, in essence, what we're looking for when we say a leader must be able to manage change in their community. Jackson,
yes,
thank you very much for that. And I just want to go straight to, are there any challenges that you've faced in the process of managing this change in your community, and how have you been able to address it?
Yeah, my dear friend, I've got a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Since the beginning.
Yeah.
First of all, people in my community, they never wanted to support me. Until they realize it. How? First of all, the challenge which I faced, it was people in my community. They never wanted me, their kids or their sons and daughter, to be part of my project.
Yeah.
Because if you see skateboarding, it's a risky game. And every parent was like, ha, Jack, whose son are you want to break to get a fracture from here? You understand?
Yes.
So that was number one. But in that case, I said, okay, let me try to see that, first of all, I need to get in touch with the parents. Do you know the way how I got the parents to support me? I tried my level best. Those our neighboring countries, I used to move with those skaters, the young ones. We go to Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda. So parents, they realize this. Oh, man, it's very important. A parent get happiness when the kid or his son move from one country to another.
Yes.
Do you know they're proud?
Yes.
So parents, they said, okay, Jack is on the right track. So I got the solution for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Secondly,
yeah.
The time when we were constructing the skate park,
Yeah.
I had a lot of challenges with the Kampala Capital Authority.
Yes. City authority.
Sort of exactly,
Yes.
because the construction, you need to be approved.
Yes.
I had the plans how to make a skate park, but sorry to laugh.
Yes. No, it's okay.
KCCA,
Yeah.
they are good at looking a skate park, but they don't have plans how to construct a skate park. I'm sorry to say that. And
True.
And I used to go
Yeah.
to, when you are going to start constructing, you need to have approval from the KCCA.
Was that the plan you were preparing? Yes.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So nobody knew about.
Yes.
And if you go there,
Yeah.
they need to ask you a lot of questions.
Yeah.
What are these? What are these curves for? You understand?
Yeah.
Then I said, now this is a structural plan for a skate park.
Yeah.
Then they ask me, who did this? You understand?
Yeah.
Because they don't have an idea.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm talking this.
And they don't have engineers
They-
inside there
honestly,
who studied to, try to do research to bring this out.
Can I tell you something?
Please do.
For me, I think I'm the only Ugandan who knew how to construct a skate park. Honestly, I'm telling you the truth.
How did you know? This is because you were traveling and you invested in time and money?
This is what I told you.
Yes.
I always move. I need to learn. I make a research. Then after making a research, then I paste it here. So I went to Germany. I went there. I studied from there how to make a structure plan for how to make a skate park. So after there, I have friends. I just got an idea. I said, okay, I have an idea. I want to do this. I said, okay, let's do this. They make for me a plan, and I present it here. But if I take it to KCCA, they were shocked who gave you this? How do you do this? And please, in fact, I need to be in touch with the KCCA because anytime, these are the things which we are going to have in Uganda. But they have no idea about skateboarding structure plan.
Wow. Wow. And that's the skateboard. That's the finished product right there.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow.
So I have also that challenges with the planners of in KCCA because I need to explain more and more and more. I explain more, too much questions. So I need to share ideas. I need to share ideas with my Kampala Capital Authority people. Because they, by the way, I'm there. I need to share my ideas. Please, if they have questions and what, I'm there. I'm a consultant. I'm good in that. They feel free to come and contact me.
Wow.
So I have that challenge of constructions, and another challenge which I have. This is the hottest one. I get donation from Europe. They send me those things, equipments, for free. Reaching here, I need to pay tax.
Wow.
That is the biggest challenge I have. And honestly, these things which I receive, I don't sell them, as you have seen my project. I give them for free. But there is no how you can tell customs that they send this donation to Uganda Skateboard Union. You need to pay money. Man, please, I'm begging the government, at least they help me with tax.
Wow.
Taxes. I'm paying a lot. And yet this is, I'm trying to change to our country to develop like those people. But I'm paying taxes. Someone can send me donation for free. Say, Jack, we are sending you this for the kids. Reaching at the customs, I need to pay.
Wow. Jackson, talking of that, Jackson, by the way, I know what you're saying because it's a big challenge for all the sporting activities in Uganda and also across Africa that most times our countries in Africa here don't value the sports and the talent development in sports. But we would like to say thank you very much because we really value this from you. And I want to take you straight to the impact the sport is making, if you can give us that. And what are your plans for Olympics 2024? You said earlier on that you're developing these kids and your plan is to take Uganda for the first time. The skateboarding, team from Uganda representing, people from Kabale, from Chitintali, and you said many other parts in Africa, in Uganda, to go for Olympics. How is it coming along? Olympics is happening in Paris in 2024 in France. Have you been to France already? What are these things that you're doing to get these children there?
Anyway, for that point, right now, because everything is now rotating on me. Everything, because I'm the person who introduced this. And also, I need also to work hard to see that my country can represent in Olympics. So right now, I have clubs in different parts of Kampala. So far, we have not yet reached in the rural areas, but in Kampala and also Mukono. We decided to have, there are some also other skate parks, which we have tried to make in Mukono, then Kayunga, then those parts. So right now, in January, we are trying 2022. We are official opening of our club, Chitintale Skateboarding Club. Chitintale Skateboarding Club. So that we are going to launch it. And also we are going to have like selection because we need to have
a selection process of how this thing is going to work.
Exactly. And also we are going to start competing with other people in Mukono, Kayunga, Kampala. There are a lot of skateboarders in Kampala, but they come all together to Chitintale Skate Park. And also, so they have their clubs. So we want to nominate in those clubs. We want to make a selection to see that we can have a national team. So, and also I've managed also to coordinate with my neighboring countries, like in Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania. They are also, because we have made a calendar, we have our own calendar. So Ugandan team is gonna go to Kenya. Kenya, they come to Uganda. And Uganda, we go to Rwanda. Rwanda, they come here. It's like home and away. Why? because we wanted these skateboarders to be used with the different kind of skate parks. It differs the design of the way how the skate park looks like.
Yeah.
And some of the guys, they can be used with Chitintale skate park.
Yeah.
If you take them to Mukono, they can't skate on it.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be used
Yeah.
with those skate parks. Also in Kenya,
Yeah.
they come to Uganda.
Yeah.
So those are the things which we are, right now I'm planning. And in May,
Yeah.
that is when Uganda is gonna have a national team of skateboarders.
Wow.
Yes.
Jackson, talking of this, by the way, do you have a team that you're working with? Do you have structures that help you? Because this seems to be really a big plan. Are you developing structure around this, or everything revolves around Jackson? What happened if Jackson decide to be called by God tomorrow? Is the skateboard going to die in Uganda? Tell us about that.
So for right now,
Yes, yes.
I have a structure,
Okay.
a project structure,
Okay.
and also I have my team.
Okay. Leadership structure as
Ex-
well?
exactly.
Governance structure?
Yeah.
Yes. How is it?
Yeah, we have like the chairman and the chairman.
Okay.
Have a secretary.
Yes.
By the way, I came with one of my assistant.
Yes.
So we have project coordinators.
Yeah.
We have a coordinator for meetings. We have everything.
Yes.
And this is why I'm also in future, I would like also to work with the part of some of the members in the National Council of Sports.
Yes.
Because it's now a wide thing.
Okay.
And I will need them.
Yeah.
That's why I say I'm a consultant.
Yeah.
And I'm also, I need them.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Because, for example, like in Kenya,
Yeah.
I also, you know, by the way, I'm the coordinator of skateboarding in East Africa. That's my...
To the international
Exactly,
body.
yes.
Okay.
And
Does the skateboarding union have an international body? Like, for instance, in volleyball, we have the Federation International Volleyball based in Switzerland, and football has FIFA based in Switzerland. Do we have one, and where is it based?
By
What's
the way,
headquarters of,
right now,
Yeah.
you know, as skateboarding, it has become now an international thing.
Yeah.
So there is what we call, we have a federation.
Yeah.
But that federation,
Yeah.
it's not like independent like the way how skateboarding federation is.
Yes.
We have what we call Uganda Skating Federation.
Okay.
Skating, it takes all
Okay.
rollerblades,
Yeah.
snowboarding, surfing, sandboarding.
Yes.
We have it here in Uganda.
Yeah.
But right now, I think as time comes,
Yeah.
we apply with the body. It's gonna have that federation,
Okay.
skateboarding, to be independent.
Okay.
You get my point.
Yes.
And those are the things which we are working on.
Okay.
And by the way, I have my friend called Titus Dittiman.
Yes.
This guy.
Yes.
So he's one of the chairman. He's working on it so that skateboarding can have its own, to be independent, to have its own federation.
Okay. Here in locally or international?
To be international.
Okay. In international, do we have an international skateboarding body?
No, not yet.
So it's only the skating
Yes,
international.
yes.
Okay, which involve
what
all
which
these
involves
others.
others, yeah.
Okay.
That one, it all piles everything.
Yes.
So we are trying to make to be independent,
Okay.
to jump out from that, to have our own federation.
Okay.
World Skateboarding Federation.
Okay, I want to take you straight, Jackson. You know, one or two questions as we wind up. The other thing is talent development. How have you structured the talent development in the Uganda Skateboard Union? Do you have the scouting people who are developing these kids technically to compete on an international platform? What is that plan like? Do you have a technical team? How is it working? What kind of structures do you have around that area?
Yeah, for that part. So far, you know, our project, Uganda Skateboard Union,
Yes.
it powers everything inside.
Yeah.
So we have B-boy,
Yes.
breakdancing.
Yes.
So I have that structure also,
Yeah.
but I have a team
Yeah.
which is really supporting
Yeah.
the youth in that project,
Okay.
training them. But so far, we have not yet having that federation of that federation of breakdancing, what. But I've already trained them. So we are just waiting for that case. In case, if maybe a federation is there,
Yeah.
my part of that dancing club
Yeah.
is already there.
Okay.
Yes.
In fact, my question was directed to technical development of the preparation of these children. Assuming, Jackson, you appear, let's say in Paris 2024, are they being trained how to speak to the media when they win an award? Like, for example, you see Kiprotich, when Kiprotich won an award, and the camera always come, everything come, all these TV guys come. They need to be trained on how to speak to the media, how to express themselves, and how to, manage this. Are you doing this right now, or you haven't yet started? Is this structure in place to prepare them, since you're talking about Olympics 2024?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly what I can try to explain to you, those guys, they are smart. They are smart. You know why? Because for us, we learn from there exactly at the ground. Because we have been, we have been visited a lot of social medias, CNN, BBC. So they know what to do, but we get exactly, we train on the ground, that very thing.
Okay.
So if we have a chance also people to come and train us how to speak on social media, like we can add on, but we have an experience there.
Okay.
Yeah, someone can explain to you and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to just, wind up here, Jackson, with this question now coming to you. From the expansion point of view, you talked about taking skateboard to the different part of the country, and you're working very hard. Uganda has so many refugees in the country right now.
Yeah.
And the fear are that there are so many children within these refugee camps that seems to be posing a more threat in future. If they are not guided, if they are not guided to some sports, what plans do you have around inclusion of bringing some of these communities to be part of the skateboarding? Is it there? If yes, how do you plan to work with them? What opportunities do you have?
So far right now, we are in partnership with the France embassy, the government of France ambassador here. And this is what we are doing right now. And we have what we call a portable ramp. You know what a portable ramp is? A portable ramp is like a half pipe. You just come, you assembling it there, then you skate on it.
Oh, so this was that part of the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So, and we take that portable ramp to the refugee camp. So we started with that. You can't come from nowhere, then you say, today we are going to skate. No, we need to first take that portable ramp to the refugee camps to attract those kids and also to attract their attention. As time comes, then we put a park there. So on that park, we need to go with my team. There is a team which I'm taking there to train kids, people in the refugee camps, to teach them what? One, we can go with the carpentry. We train them how to do their own things. They are like tables and this portable ramp for skating, and also bamboo structures. We have beadswork. We train them. We keep them busy while we are planning for skateboard. But you use skateboarding as a weapon, diverting them. You understand? Yes. That is the mission which we have with the Ambassador of France. To be active in the refugee camps and also other parts of Uganda, to each region to have a skate park there. Because there are also kids there. They are also kids, but they don't have opportunity. They have talents. So we want to keep those people busy. You know, when you are in the refugee camps, you know how those people, problems they face. So we want to divert them to think about where they came from, to be specialized in that activity.
Wow. Thank you very much, Jackson, and thank you very much everybody who has been, with us on the show. We want to just ask Jackson one more question about what lesson do you want us to pick from you? If I'm watching this program from you know, Chitintali, or watching it from Bararam, or watching it from northern Uganda, from Gulu, or from the eastern part of Uganda, even from the central part of Uganda here, or from the southwestern, or I'm in Arua, or I'm in the US or UK, or wherever, you know, South Africa, what do you want me to learn from Jackson from coming onto the CEO bench today? You are sitting where the CEOs who run businesses, who manage businesses, you've also qualified to be here, and you've been voted to be on this bench. What lesson would you like to leave us with from a leadership perspective, change management, and transformation? What should we learn from you, and what would you want us to do going forward?
First of all, I would love,
and I would like to look into that camera.
Also, let me take this opportunity. I know everybody is watching me. My fellow Ugandans, my fellow youth, my fellow brothers and sisters, please, everything is possible. You can never regret before you die. I know people, they have degrees, masters, and what, but they are looking for something to do. They are waiting for, they are applying for job opportunities. But you can create your own project. You can create it. You understand? You can do something, because for me, I came from the foot of the mountain. You understand? Everything is possible. So, however much you have a degree, you have what? You will be keeping on looking for job. No jobs. But you can start with something small. Think what you can do. Everything you can do. You can start with something small. You have seen the way how for me I started. I think you saw the park, the small park, which I started with. Now check. Right now Uganda is proud of that park. But I thought that park was mine at the beginning. I thought, man, I've made this park. But the day when I realized it, that is the time when the community came together and started, from the community, that park is no longer for the community. At the beginning, it was mine. It jumped off from me. It went to the community. It jumped away from the community. It went for Nakawa. It jumped from Nakawa. So now it's for the whole of Uganda.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
But remember where I started from.
Yeah.
That's why I say, my fellow Ugandans, my fellow brothers and sisters, sit, think what you can do. It can expand at any time.
Wow.
Please, that's what I'm... But don't be there because you have degrees, what and what. By the way, you didn't ask me where my education. Please, do you know what? My university, senior 4. Imagine, senior 4, I studied in Mityana, Central College in Mityana. That's my level of university. I never had money to continue. After my parents died and I ended it from there. I said, no, now, what can I do? You understand? I said, no, let me think about the thing which can help me. You understand? So I'm senior 4, but right now I'm really happy because the France Embassy, Uganda, they gave me opportunity and I went back for study. So I appreciate for the Embassy of Uganda, France Embassy, Uganda. I appreciate for that, to give me that opportunity. You see now, senior 4, now check.
Things are turning around and looking up for
you. A senior 4 guy.
Now, on the CEO bench, you need to put that one,
Exactly. Senior 4 guy. I'm now deploying people for universities. People with the degrees masters. Senior 4 guy. I've traveled almost the world. 4. So, don't wait to become like, let me study a lot. I think I will become a project manager. My dear, you are deceiving yourself. They say, God help those ones who can
help themselves.
Exactly. Wow. When the lions come, learn while you are playing. Please, you learn fast. But don't be there, you sit in one position and say, the lion is coming. Please let me pray, God. You'll be eaten.
Wow, thank you so much, Jackson, for coming to the program today. And thank you, everybody, for coming to the program today. Jackson, we're going to sign out, and we always spread love. So when we do this, yes, we have to, you know, and sponge and spread love. We want to say thank you very much, Jackson, for coming.
You're
thank you very much. Wishing you and the Uganda, you know, Skateboard Union a fantastic journey into 2024. And of course, we are glad to have you on the CEO bench, and we're looking forward to having you again on the CEO bench. And to you guys out there, I want to say thank you very much for being part of the CEO bench, growing bigger and better. Keep your nominations coming. The CEO bench is about nominations. If you think that there is an individual out there who is doing some great stuff, it's about people who have reached a certain level of achievement in society, in life. You must have done something to a certain degree, and your impact must be felt. If you are a corporate CEO or a CEO of a corporation, a multi-billion corporation, we want to see from your people, we want to see the nomination. If you're developing leadership, if you're developing leaders, if you're causing change with your product or your organization or your brand, and if you are a community developer like Jackson, you must be able to show that the impact of what you're doing is greater. Jackson has been able to tell us the story of a senior 4 guy who a senior 4 level of education employing degree holders and master's degree holders. That's a lesson right there for us to take. So leadership is not about the level of education. Leadership is about picking self, giving self meaning, and leading self to the next level. And of course, change management, Jackson has broken it down to a very simple point to everyone. From us here, we want to say thank you. From the crew here, the camera, Jackson, myself, and everyone that makes CEO Bench a fantastic show, we want to say thank you. And until next time, keep yourself safe, blessed, and God be with you. And of course, we'll bring you another guest next week with a very compelling story already on our radar. Thank you. Eddie Okeela, Jackson, signing out.
Thank you.
I think the challenge with some of the art forms are they're quite expensive and exhausting. When you talk about like video mapping, I mean, if you're a video mapping artist in Uganda, where would you get a job? He's gonna give you a gig, you know. So you are in it for
That's why I was saying the New Africa France is open.
So
for this
I think,
year.
and also if you're a video artist here, you really. I mean, it will be really hard for you to get a gig in France or Europe because they are at a whole different level when it comes to mind, when it comes to skills, when it comes to software, because all these things work with software. Every time there's a new software, there's a new, it's like being on these apps that people use all the time. Everything, all the time there's something new. And how do you keep up with that? So some art forms would be really difficult for some of the Ugandan artists. And it doesn't mean that it's easy for the European or the Americans. It's also difficult for them, but what happens with them is that first of all, they have the knowledge, they have schools where they go to learn this, and it's recognized. It means that when they come out of those schools, they are respected because they learn that form of art. And then when they go out in the market and they don't have gigs, there is a system that helps them to survive. They are given some, capital or money to survive on, even if they don't have a gig. When they get a gig, they can declare that they got a gig, and then they don't have to claim money from the state. So
gig being business in
So if there is that, if there was a system like that, and imagine Eddie or young people who are, and every year there's also these opportunities, like every year there's a lights festival, there is a video mapping festival, there's a, all these street theater festivals. So it means that someone is working, even though they know they are not going to get paid all the time, but they know at the end of the year there is something they look up to. And that gives them the motivation to create that kind of content. But if there is no opportunity, there is no platform for them to show their work, then it becomes difficult for them to be motivated.
What can the men do, to promote women's sports, or basketball for that matter?
Yes, so today morning, someone told me, he made research, actually my brother, that these days the NBA actually facilitates the WNBA games to see that they're also somewhere. How about the NBL men starts doing something, not totally like investing in and all that, but it can be with the support system. It can be one very good thing, seeing that creating more opportunities for these ladies, putting up different games like, so as like women can be like seen or showing that these guys also like care. It can start with support, and then with time they can also like recommend whoever facilitates them to like partially have his thoughts somewhere on the women's team, so that like they can all go about like together in solidarity. I think that can work. I don't think it's something big. It can start with support and then financially with time.
Now just go back to excellence, and that's when our leadership and excellence comes into play, because you see, excellent organizations, excellent people, excellent societies, excellent individuals always have leadership at the core. Excellent leaders or excellent people provide solutions. Average people find problems or see problems. And when you talk about transformational leadership, it's really leadership of changing mindsets, changing communities, changing attitudes, changing paradigms, changing the way we do and see things. And it all starts with the vision of the leader, which begins, of course, in here, and then manifests through here, and then through the actions. When your followers or your people start seeing that, they resonate, because now you are displaying an attitude of conviction. Conviction is what people will see and get attracted to you, because you start inspiring them. A leader in a situation like we're facing today is one who sees what's happening and says, we have to do something about it. And however much you sway him with money or all of these things, he is stuck on the pursuit to make a difference by changing that. People see that. Let me just give a simple example of that conviction. You remember what we used to, we used to study a lot of funny things in school. Huh? Prairies, Saskatchewan, Alberta, St. Lawrence Seaway. But do you remember studying about Alexander the Great?
Yes.
The man who conquered almost half of the world.
Oh, yes.
The man who named cities after his horse, after his name.
The man believed to have translated the book called the Bible from Greek to the language we have
Can
today.
you imagine?
Yes.
He died at around the age of, he wasn't about 40, but he was just about there.
Very young.
Died while on his pursuit of all this glory in India. Do you talk about him a lot today?
Not very much.
I will give you context. Let me put in now Jesus. Jesus died at the age of 33. He was very despised at the time. In fact, when he was crucifying, it was a whole event. He had very few followers. 2,000 years today. Do you talk about Jesus more or you talk about Alexander the Great?
Obviously, Jesus has
You know
never
why?
been
And you know why?
by anyone.
You know why? His vision, his conviction, his inspiration and attitude, and all of that managed to motivate and inspire people to follow him.
We had a barista who told us that when it comes to quality control, it's better to have a woman because their sense of smell is better when it comes, to that. Okay, so just encourage the ladies out
they
there.
add also some special techniques. We don't know how they do their things.
Yeah.
It's very good. Actually, apparently, when you see in coffee industry, now a lot of girls, and they like them a lot, who are doing coffees. And you see all competition happen since from June. All winners are ladies, girls.
Yeah.
Seriously, girls. All girls. Means they have engaged a lot in coffee.
Yeah.
They give like maximum attention to coffee. They have good taste. They know how to brew coffee. They can predict what is coming than boys. For boys, maybe you can do something, say, oh, maybe it will be like this. But if a girl predicts exactly the same thing, yes.
So the ladies should actually in Uganda.
Yes, should engage in coffee.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's very nice.
Okay.
People at the moment are struggling to understand the older generation because times have changed. Technology has come in.
They've moved on.
Yes.
We're the ones sitting back and wondering, what is my child on to? TikTok has surpassed WhatsApp. The other one I call, I never call it Facebook, it's Bookface. Why are you on Bookface? Dad, it's Facebook.
Yes.
Me, I keep saying, I have a foot amongst the millennials.
Yeah.
And I understand the traditionalists.
Okay.
There's a song in the 60s, by the way, and in the 90s, 70s, where they're like, parents don't understand.
Yes.
Remember Prince?
Yes.
We just concluded the Afrobasket in Kigali, Rwanda, sometime in August until the 5th of September, where our team performed very well and finishing number 6 out of the 16 teams. That was a very tremendous achievement for us in the history of Ugandan basketball. And when we go into the World Cup qualifiers, at the end of the day, it is the top 5 teams that qualify for the World Cup. And we believe that being number 6 on the continent gives us a very good chance to be among the top 5 and qualify for the World Cup. We are very positive, and we believe that this is something that we can achieve if we plan, prepare very well, and if we are well facilitated by the government of Uganda. We are in our group, we have Uganda, Nigeria, Cape Verde, and Mali. These are teams that we've played before, and these are teams that we know we can beat if we prepare well. Remember, in the Afrobasket finals, we beat Nigeria, the #1 ranked country in Africa. So the gap is no longer huge as it used to be during those old days. So we can compete and actually qualify for the World Cup. The World Cup qualifiers are divided into 2 windows. The first window will happen in Benguela, Angola, between the 26th to the 28th of November, where we shall play those teams, Nigeria, Cape Verde, and Mali. Then we shall have a second window next year in July. The first week of July, the venue is yet to be named. After that, the top 3 teams in the group qualify to the next round. And then at that level, they will again make other groups where the top team in each group will then qualify for the World Cup. And as I said, we believe that we can make this dream happen and qualify for the World Cup for the first time in the history of Uganda's basketball.
Good afternoon. It is yet another episode of Slam Dunk Basketball Talk, the show where we discuss, analyze, give you the latest updates on what is happening in the game of basketball, both internationally and here down in Uganda. My name is Felix Opal, and I'm with my co-host, Emma Noeteng. Emma, how has the week been so far?
Week has been good. The invite tournament still running. Had a couple of games. Today we don't have a game, so I'm here full time. Yeah, but the week has been really good. Glad to be back.
Hopefully Falcons can shake up some trees. And in studio with us this particular afternoon is Coach Mandy Juruni. Many of you know him and you have seen him. He's someone who has won the title 7 times with City Oilers, and also he is a coach of our Silverbacks. Just at the start of the show, you were watching a video clip of the press conference when they were announcing the Silverbacks getting ready for the World Cup qualifiers. Coach Mandy, welcome to Slam Dunk Basketball, and thank you so much for gracing us with your time.
Thank you. Happy to be here. It's my first time to be here. And you know, every time there's a chance to talk about basketball, just gives me a lot of joy to come and talk about the game.
Well, there are so many things and a lot of press statements, a lot of questions from the public when the announcement was made that the Silverbacks will be taking part in the Basketball World Cup qualifiers.
which are meant to happen in Angola, and who none other than you, the coach of the team, to be here to explain to the viewers out there what exactly is happening, how the team is preparing. Remember, to the viewers out there, we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our website, houseoftalentug.com. So, Coach Mandy, let's start with the new changes on the team.
National team Silverbacks has been involved in international games. Remember, we had Afrobasket qualifiers during this time of the pandemic. Then we had the Afrobasket down in Kigali, and during that time there was a draw for the World Cup qualifiers. So this is going to be our second time to play the qualifiers. Remember, in 2019 we were involved in the World Cup qualifiers. We were drawn in Group C. We have Nigeria, we have Mali, we have Cape Verde. These are teams that we've been playing, very respectable on the continent. And as Silverbacks, as Uganda, we are happy to be involved in international games like these. I can tell you, back in the day, we never even dream of playing such games.
Being at such a stage.
Yeah, so us being in these games and being on international television, it's a very big opportunity for basketball and young players out there. So this is really good for us, and we are happy to be involved.
In terms of inclusions and exclusions?
We are playing 2 windows. The first window is going to be this month, and second window is going to be in July for Group A and C. Unfortunately, it also comes a time where the NBA, for instance, is ongoing. College basketball is ongoing.
Yes.
So definitely that means that some of the players are not able to make it just because of those clashes. But like I said in the press conference, that we have over 30 players on our roster. Sometimes we're not going to be able to have certain players, so we have to fill up those positions that those players that are missing. So again, this time I know we don't have 4 players from the squad that played Afrobasket. We have Ish, who is playing in the NBA. Definitely can't make it. He's also still trying to establish himself in the team. So we wouldn't want to get away.
To disrupt that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely college basketball, they can't let their players leave their program to come and play this tournament. So again, as a team, as a management, we wanted to let those players concentrate out there, and that gives a chance to the other players to come in and try and fill up those positions.
Try and fill up those positions.
Yeah.
Emma, to the players that were going to miss, and there was the talk of Brandon Davis coming back. What is your take on that?
Well, let me first say, when all of us at that Ish wasn't going to make it, I believe that a lot of hearts were broken.
Social media was filled with Facebook comments of our chances dropping by like 60%.
Yeah.
Because Ishmael Wainwright is not going to be here, and he's been very pivotal to the Silverbacks.
Yeah, so him not exactly being dropped, is just he didn't have time with his busy schedule in the NBA with the Phoenix Suns. And Brandon Davis has played for us before. Very good player, was very instrumental for us in 2019. And I believe that he brings a lot of experience to the team. So I know that having Ish not being there, it creates a gap. But then again, like Coach said, it gives an opportunity, for other players. I mean, we have 30 players on the roster. So we would never know how other players would fit in if we don't give them a chance. So Brandon Davis coming back it's a good opportunity for us and also for other players. I believe that coach will be. There's a player that is coming whom we all don't know about, but I believe that coach will explain more about him.
He'll break it down much further as the show goes on. Or he might not want to release surprises.
There's that too.
It might be like scouting for the other teams in the group.
Not really. Actually, just to talk about Ish not being on the team this time around. Like I said, opportunity for other players to step up. Definitely, you miss Ish. You miss his services. As a player. But when you're coaching, you've got to know the strength that you have at the time. And him not being on the team and Brandon coming in. These are two, different players. They might be playing the same position, but they have different strengths. So as a coach, you've got to see that and try to build your team around that. We don't want to say, oh, she's not around, so we're done. Because at the end of the day, this is a team. I think that is something that we have been building to have a team that plays together. And try to get different abilities, strengths, and put it together and go and play basketball.
Among the new additions that were added is Ivan Muhwezi, who plays for still your team, City Oil, and also Fayed Bale, that he was added on the team previously, then he was dropped. Let's start with Emma. In terms of size.
When it comes to international competitions, obviously size plays a very big part. Okay, if you look at a player like Bale Fayed, okay, excellent point guard, very good at what he does, but the downside is that size there will play a very big role. But then again, there's a saying that it's not the size of the dog in the fight.
The fight in the dog.
Yeah, so with a young player like Bale coming to the national team, it gives an opportunity for him as a player to improve on certain skills. We have had players in the NBA, Nate Robinson, and Spud Webb, all small guys, Chris Paul, but they're making an impact in what they're doing.
Yes.
So there are certain things that you can do to make up for your size or your height, okay, which I believe that his inclusion in the national team is going to be worked upon. He has a good coaching staff around him. He has good players around him, international players also, who can actually give him, the skills and the opportunity to explore what he has and to use it to make himself a better player and also to fit right into the national team. So obviously size is a big issue, but there are certain things you can do to overcome such a barrier.
Coach, there's always been a question of the criteria that is based on when selecting the national team players. What is that criteria?
Well, before I talk about that, I just want to first address that issue of size.
Yes.
Definitely basketball size is important, but basketball has really changed. We've seen teams that play small and still go big teams.
Yeah, definitely.
There's always an advantage, it's just knowing just the strength of your team and play with that. Okay, I've been involved in situations where we are bigger than the other team, but they use their advantage and we can't.
They flip the situation.
Yeah, and we can't play. But if you look at our team, we believe we have the pieces that can compete, against any bigger team out there. I'm trying to look at AfroBasket, in particular Cape Verde.
And we're in the same group with Cape Verde still.
Yes, whereby they had a 7-3 Tavares, and definitely caused a lot of problems to us. And him being there changed a lot, changed our scheme of defense, and it opened up, their offense, because most of the time, we're trying to help because we had, our biggest player was 6'7". Okay, that was Deng, and we had a 6'5" Oxy who actually managed to slow him down because of his strength. But you know, we've tried to look at that, and if you look at Brandon Davies, he's a 6'10" forward. He plays in Barcelona. Tavares plays in Real Madrid. These are players who know each other, and I can tell you that I've watched a couple of games, Brandon taking on Tavares, and you know, it's been a very good matchup.
Well, it is going to be quite interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, we have Titus, who is a 6'8", you know, 6'9". We have, you know, Hakim, who is a 6'10". Player. We have Oxy with 6'5", but believe me, Ox can take on any guy.
Yeah.
Okay, because of you know, his strength and his firepower in him. So if you look at, you know, our team, you know, we have pieces that can, you know, try and mark the bigger players. But we try as much as possible to look at our strength as a country.
As the Silverbacks.
Yeah, as Silverbacks, and I think that's what has been really driving us.
Well,
we've not been the biggest team in any competition that we played, but believe me,
we're no longer considered
we've
underdogs.
competed so well. Yeah. Yeah.
It is Slam Dunk Basketball. Felix Eopal is my name. I'm with Coach Mande Juruni, and we're talking the Silverbacks and how they're preparing for the World Cup qualifiers. We'll return after this short break, and feel free to send your comments, your questions. We'll be reading them out when we come back after this short break.
First and foremost, thank you very much for hosting me. I'm really humbled, and I'm blessed to be here. Yeah, surely. Talking about basketball, personally, my journey of basketball started from far, very far. That was in high school, and in a situation whereby we did not have enough exposure. We didn't have coaches. We didn't have the facilities like we do have them right now. Although I'm saying this like there's so many years ago, there are not so many. That was about, I began knowing basketball in 2007. That was at KPC when I was in P7 vacation. That is end of 2007 actually, that KPC North. That's when I first started basketball. Then 2008, when I joined Namibyango in Senior 1, I saw people playing. Actually, the people whom I saw there playing and inspired me were Sally of, he played for Chambogo Warriors, if you remember him.
The left-handed.
Yes, and Omongin. Omongin, last I saw him playing for City Oil. Those were the guys whom I found in Namibyango. I was in Senior 1. These guys were playing basketball at another level. And we would actually just go there to watch them. You know, for us by that time, they couldn't allow you to step on the basketball court that those guys are on, because they were senior sixes. You are a senior 1. You just the best you can do is watch. Other than that, you don't step there. But nonetheless, that's where I started. Beautifully, or I would say lucky for me, that when I was playing with those guys, once in a while when they could see me about midday 1, when the sun is very hot, when they are still resting and waiting to come. So when we would go to court and, you know, try a few shots here and there, and then they would come and they meet us, they would see what we are doing, and, you know, they would identify talent. I don't know if I can use that word. So, you know, one or another, they identified my talent. They realized I could at least throw in the ball. At any sport. They would just give it to me. Although I was weak, I didn't know how to bounce. They only told me one thing: throw in the ball. And throwing in the ball gave me an opportunity to play with them. When I was in Senior 1, Senior 2, but still, of course, I still had people who didn't believe in me, and it was challenging.
Welcome back to the second part of Slam Dunk Basketball Talk. We are here with Coach Mande Juruni, the coach of the Silverbacks and also the head coach of the City Oilers, the record 7-time champions. Coach, before we went for the break, we were discussing the question of the criteria that is taken and undergone in selecting the players who make the final cut on the Silverbacks.
Okay. We have a team, a technical team. We sit together and look at all these players. Obviously, as a coach, you watch most of these players, and also look at your team and see what you want to be as a team, what you want from a player. So all those come into play. If I'm looking at these last 2 years, I think this is the time where, as a Silverbacks, we've played so many international games, and it's the same time we've not been playing any active basketball in the last 2 years. So it has been quite tricky getting players. But to answer that, it's mainly about how you're playing for your club, statistics, and what we need in the team, what we are lacking.
Okay.
If you look at Silverbacks last 2, 3, 4 years, we've been getting in some foreign-based players, and we try to get these players to come and reinforce the team, and especially in the positions that I know we lack as a country here in Uganda. Before that, we lacked a lot of size, and we brought in Chiti, who was like 6'8", big. We brought in Brandon Sebirumbi. We had in we had a 6'10" naturalized American, and those helped us, competing better in Africa.
Okay.
And our first time, at least, we matched up pretty well in that. But we also learned a lot that we don't have good shooting team, so we need to try and recruit players who can shoot, and we scouted in Robinson and Eric and all these guys, and you can see that our team has really improved in that aspect. In fact, in the last qualifiers of World Cup in 2019, Uganda was ranked number 2 in the whole Africa in terms of offense, efficiency. And then we had 2 players who were the top offensive players in the whole continent.
In the whole continent.
Yeah, that was
efficiency-wise.
and points scored. That was Robinson and Jimmy Enabo.
Robinson,
Opong, yes. And Jimmy Enabo. So us playing these international games, it really helps us to know which kind of players, which positions that we are lacking, and of course that plays in a lot in trying to get players onto the roster. But at the same time, we also want to help our players back home to get on the team and feel that they are part of the team. And if you see, we always have more players at home than our foreign-based players. We normally call in maybe 5 or 6 players.
Local-based players.
Yeah, but the local-based players are normally 7 or even 8 sometimes. So I think that plays in, a lot with getting players.
It brings in a blend of both of them coming in together.
Yes.
I have very interesting questions here in my inbox. One of them is one that they've been discussing for quite some time. Coach Mande, someone here called Chisavira Ambra is asking, does someone have to be part of City Oil to actually make the Silverback team? It's something that has been, it's a discussion which people have always been having, because you have Jimmy Enabo, Ben Komakech, James Okelo, Ivan Muhwezi, all from City Oil. So please help address some of the comments as we go on.
Well, I don't think it's true that you have to be a City Oil player
And
to
I
be on the
believe
team.
you've also been hearing that conversation.
Yeah.
And it also, remember the time when news came out that Cesar Tizito was joining City Oilers. He was also added onto, he was called onto the, actually that discussion started from there mostly.
Well, I don't think it's true. I think we've had so many players on the team who are non-City Oil players. I can tell you maybe 10 just in the back of my mind who are non-City Oil players who are on the team. They might not be on the squad now, but they are on our roster. We've had so many players. I mean, players like Ivan, players like Chiviri, Cyrus, Ikong before he joined City Oil. Mark, we've had quite a number of players who City Oilers. At the moment, we have more players on the City Oilers team for so many reasons.
Which are some of those reasons?
Yeah,
I'm very sure many of our viewers out there would love to know.
Well, if you look at City Oilers, I mean, we've been champions for the last 7 years, and I can tell you that it's because of the players that we have on the team, and I would say that we have some of the best players in the Ugandan league, on the City Oil. So as a coach, you want to pick your best players in the country to play, and I will not say it is unfortunate that they all come from City Oil, but a lot of those players are City Oilers, and I really don't want to see it that because I'm a City Oilers coach and management is City Oilers, it's just purely on statistics.
In summary, you're saying it's purely based on merit.
It's definitely based on merit. I can give you an example of Caesar, for instance. I think that time Caesar was top scorer in the league.
Yeah. Yes.
Was top scorer in the league, and he had a couple of good seasons. Again, I mean, he approached us, and we talked to him about joining City Oilers. And at that time, I think we had lost a few players who had left the team, and we needed to fill up that position, and Caesar happened to be
the opportune time.
Yeah, and again because he joined City Oilers, and but we can't really take away what he had done just because he's joining City Oilers.
I have interesting questions here for you from there's a gentleman, Stephen Odeke, saying, why doesn't the national team coaching staff ask for players to come for trials and then they choose?
Okay.
He has a very, because I believe other countries also try to use that approach, where they call players for trial.
That's a very good
chance to actually be silverback jersey.
Well, it's a very good question, and as a coach, I support it. I would love to see as many players try out. The challenge that we've been facing is that a lot to do with finances, first of all. If you're calling in 30 players, as a federation, you've got to be able to be ready to do that, to finance them. Secondly, most of the time when we group as a national team, we have 2 weeks or even less than 2 weeks into a championship. So as a coach, you're like, if I get 30 players to come and try out, and the tournament is in 10 days, what am I trying to achieve here?
So you better. Emma, what is your take on that?
My take on that is it's a good idea because we have very many players in the country who would want to don that jersey. But like he said, sometimes the structure does not allow you to do it. First of all, when it comes into play, FUBA has always had financial issues. So that is one of the things that will come into play. The other one is that we always have limited time to prepare. Okay, but I think what should be done is FUBA as a body itself should create a structure whereby there's always there's always, let's say, a camp that happens, okay, where all these other players can actually come through. All right, it would be easier for the coaches to actually select them from there. Something like, let's say, an NBA draft combine, but the Ugandan way. Okay, it would actually be easier for the coaches to select players that way, because then you'd have a lot of time. It's not like I have 2 weeks to the tournament. Okay, you'd have a whole year running, and you can select different players, you know, as the time goes, and these players can feed into the national team. So it's something that FUBA itself should look into to make the coaches' work way easier.
Well, FUBA has so many things on its plate. First of all, we have not had an AGM. Then the league starting up next year again afresh. I believe Hudson, the general secretary, has too much to chew on his plate. Remember, we still don't have a CEO who was which job was advertised. So so many things yet coming up. To Coach Mande, please tell us about Wamala Emmanuel. I saw a name that we have not been seeing on the Silverback team.
I can tell you that there are so many players that you don't know that are on the team. But this time around, we called Emmanuel Wamala. He's a player that we've been following, you know, the last 2 years. Again, national team committee, we have our scouts in Ahawe Albert, who really does a very good job scouting these Ugandans out there. So Wamala, you know, we've been following him even when he was 16 years old, and even the time when he was playing for Bayern Munich, the second team of Bayern Munich in the German league. He's always wanted to be on the team, so an opportunity came when we were missing a few players, so we called him. So this is going to be his first call-up on the national team. Yep. An opportunity for him to show us, you know, abilities. What he can bring, how he can help the team. And you know, we're all excited to have him and see how much he's going to contribute to the team.
Yes, we are live on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Feel free to send more questions, more comments to Coach Mande Juruni as we prepare for the World Cup qualifiers. We will be returning to discuss more about the Silverbacks and the City Oilers, who are also going to be going for the second round of the Basketball Africa League in December.
The national team has over 30 players. Usually we only call 12 because, you know, that's the rule. You can only play 12 players. This time around, we're going to have 14 players to start training. Our training sessions are going to start on the 12th of this month. We're going to be training at the Africa Bible University. And we expect both our local players and our foreign-based players. They'll all be coming in here, and our preparations are going to be held here. So again, as press, I think we'll be, you know, happy to see you guys come and cover up our sessions. Okay. So with that, I'm just going to name you just the 14 players who are going to be involved this time. Obviously, the rules can only allow us 12. So these 14 players are going to compete for the 12 slots. Okay. So the players who will be coming from here, we have Jimmy Enabu, who is our captain. We have Tony Drileba, Ivan Muhezi. This is his first time to be on the team. Just shows how much he's been working in, and we believe he has worked really hard to deserve a call up on the team. We have Fayed Bale. I think this is his second time. First time, unfortunately, we didn't play the games that were in Tunisia because of some reasons that you all know. We have Peter Obleng, who has been, training with the team a few times, but we believe, he's a talent, and he deserves to be on the team from what he has been doing in his club. We have Titus Odeke, James Okello, and Ben Komakech. With the foreign-based players, we have Dengu, Davis Brandon, Eric Rahwire, Opong Robinson Odoch. We have a first-timer, Womala Emmanuel Timothy, who plays in Germany. Okay, this is going to be his first time playing for the team, and he's very excited. And we have Hakim Gedi. So those are the 14 players who will be starting training on the 12th of this month.
Welcome back. It is Slam Dunk Basketball Talk, and in studio we're with Coach Mande Juruni and Emmanuel Ateng, and we were discussing the Silverbacks and how they are preparing, who are the new additions, which people have been dropped and for which particular reasons, and how the team is faring. Coach Mande, you have quite a very busy festive season. Let's talk City Oilers. You are in for the second round of the BAL Championship. First of all, congratulations on those 2 wins and getting to that second step.
Yeah, thank you. As City Oilers, our goal is to be in BAL in second edition. Last time we came short because of different reasons. But this time around, we want to be in BAL. We believe BAL is, one of the. It's going to be one of the biggest leagues outside NBA. So we want to be part of that, and we believe that as City Oilers, we belong there. And in the long run, it's also going to help, Ugandan basketball. And
to Emma, we had a discussion here still on Slam Dunk Basketball. Remember when prior to City Oilers going for that first round, when the news reports of the additions to the team and how there was that discussion of Ugandan sport media is not being patriotic enough. It is doing the work of the opposition for them.
Yeah.
This time around, what do you think should be done? Should they release the names of the new additions? Or?
Well, I'm not sure there are any new additions from the first round of the BAL qualifiers, unless coach has something up his sleeve that we that we don't know about.
Feel free, Coach Mande, to surprise the viewers out there.
Well, BAL, the first qualifier is not as competitive as the second one, and even the final one is even more competitive. So as NBA and as FIBA, there's some rules that they put to allow teams to be competitive. Some of the rules, you have to have 2 African players. You have to have maximum of 4 non-Ugandans.
Okay. You can have 4 foreign players.
Foreign players.
Okay.
But 2 have to be African players. Okay. And then 2 can be any other nationality. That's why we we try to beef up the team so that we are able to compete with the other teams. All teams do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the first round, because we know it wasn't, a very tough, round, we didn't. We only had, I think, one player, a non-Ugandan, but was African descent. Second round, we definitely want to beef up the team again, because we know other teams are doing that, and that second round is the round that actually takes you to BAL, and that's where we stopped last time because of various reasons. As a team, as a club, we know where we went short last time, and this time around we want to change that. So
you want to even improve on that.
We'll definitely improve on the squad. Yeah.
So we're looking at more additions on the team.
Yes.
I think you can make some guesses on which players this time might be seeing since coach has already confirmed that they'll be having more additions.
Yeah.
What is your guess on who might be included?
Well, I can't say who's going to be axed from the team. Okay.
No, your guess, your opinion. It will be interesting.
I just want to see the new additions to the team. I know that City Oilers has a very good recruitment. Let me say policy. They don't just go picking everyone who plays well and they put them on the team. There's a structure I think they use, and everyone who has played for City Oil has really fitted well into that team. Kudos to the coaching staff, and it's going to be really exciting to see who they bring next. Okay, first round we had Okonkwo from Nigeria, very good addition. So it's exciting to always see what next. What are we bringing for the second window, and it has reached a point whereby City Oilers now is almost like the Ugandan team. Okay, because they are the ones in BAL. So it's not like, I'm a power supporter, I won't support City Oil because they're in BAL. No, once it comes to BAL, all of us become what? Definitely. City Oil supporters. It's now Uganda. So I believe that we're all excited to see the new additions that are going to come, and like Coach said, they learned lessons from the last time, and I believe that this time, we're going to push all the way through to the BAL actually itself.
That was something that very many people are anticipating, looking at how far the team can go, and the competition that we have up against there, and also them making some other changes coming down here locally when it comes to, we're looking at teams trying to get back into action. That's just like we talked at the start of the show. Emma was talking about the invite, the tournament which is organized by Power Basketball to get players into some action. What is your take on our league resumption, and what do you think should be done differently when the league finally resumes next year?
It's good to see that there's some basketball going on in the country. Kudos to Power and all these teams that are playing in the tournament, and obviously the second division teams that are also playing. As a basketball, lover, it's good to see, basketball going on in the country. I think the last 2 years just mainly been, national team. But moving forward, I think everyone is looking forward to next season. And I think, I think the federation is now doing a lot in making sure that all the SOPs will be put in place, and that players are vaccinated. I think one of the reasons why the league was stopped this year was because of the COVID situation that was beginning to escalate. So I think this time around, everyone has to play a part. It's not just about the federation. I think the teams, the players themselves, we all have to take care of ourselves. We know this virus is not only attacking this team or this player.
It cuts across.
It cuts across. So we all have to play our part. I'm sure the federation is going to play its part, making sure that the players are safe and the coaching team, and hopefully we'll have fans back in the stadium.
a particular section of fans, actually, not fans, beg your pardon, a particular section of team managers would have a suggestion of having the league reduced and it being made shorter. What is your take on that? Then Emma will also tell me his take on that. If Falcons would also want the league to be shortened.
I don't know.
Teams, their suggestion is having teams play more games during the week, so that the league is, let's say, ended within a period of like 3 months. What is your take as a coach of City Oilers?
Well, I mean, if you're a fan, if you're a player, you want to play the whole year. Because if you play the league in 3 months and then what happens after that, you know, and a lot of these players, you know, earn their living because they are playing. Some teams might stop, you know, paying salary to these players because the league is not, you know, happening. Is it because of the finances? That's why they want to make the league short. Personally, you know, I think our league is okay the way it is. I would love to see even more games. To tell you the truth, you know, we're only playing 22 games in a season. Yeah. That is very, very little, you know. We need to have more games for players, you know, to play and even get better, you know. Because as a country, we don't have so many tournaments. I think we only play the league. After the league, that's it. Yeah. And what happens after that? Personally, I would love to see, you know, the league, you know, the way it is, or even played
much longer.
Much longer, yeah.
Emma, what is your take? Longer league, or they should be shortened?
No, just like Coach said, having a short league, you know, from all perspectives, the fans, the players, it wouldn't really be good for the game itself, okay? And let's give an example of, let's say, the marketing bit, okay? You're going to a sponsor and you're telling them, okay, this is the league, this is what we want to run, but it's going to run in 3 months. Okay, it doesn't give them also that much visibility. Yet,
there's also the argument of it creates more intensity.
Yeah, it would create more intensity, but see, we're trying to build the basketball itself, not only the league. Okay, so the longer we have it running, the better it is for us in all aspects, for the players, for the national team, you know, for the for the companies that are coming in to sponsor. So it would actually be nice if you see the structure that the NBA uses. It's a long league, 82 games. Okay, gives an opportunity for everyone to fully explore what they want, the players, the advertisers, everyone. Okay, so and then coming to next season, I think we have 14 teams now.
Yes,
yeah, we're going to have 14 teams.
It will be 14 teams.
Yeah, so 14 teams, if you're condensing the league, then it's really going to be hard to run. I would love to see the league actually run longer, if you can actually play more games. If we can't play more games in the league, then we should have more tournaments. I believe that back in the day, there were very many tournaments. Okay, you had the Falcon Invitationals, you had the Rhino tournaments, you had the All-Star game, Abelink, you know. Yeah. So we had a lot of basketball going on all around the year. But now we have been limited to only the league, okay? Yeah. And I mean, we need to play more games.
That's more games are needed.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, like, even in the NBA, they have conferences, and you play each team 3 times or 4 times. Here, we're only playing 2 games, home and away. It's not good enough. I would love to see, you know, playing a team 4 times, for instance. I mean, we really need to have more games.
And then you really gauge yourself.
Yeah, we really need to have more games. Our players are not playing enough.
Coach, you've also handled a ladies team before.
Yes.
There's always been that talk, and it's a question that will always linger. In your opinion, ladies basketball, how can it be put up there?
You know, first of all, I'm looking at our national ladies team and also our clubs. Our national team, the ladies, you know, they've not been involved in any games in the last, what, 3 years maybe?
Yeah, I believe we're coming to 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years. Part of it is, part of the problem is because of FIBA. FIBA doesn't have so many, you know, ladies international competition. Yeah. They only play qualifiers and Afrobasket, and that's it. So keeping our ladies national team has been a very big, challenge because we have very few games. But if you look at our clubs, our ladies teams, I think when we have played tournaments around the region, we've been, the best in the last couple of years. Our ladies teams have been really doing so well. We have so many young girls out there who are really talented and play. I think, maybe as a region, we really have to come up with tournaments for these girls.
To get them more exposure?
Yeah, to play. It's been unfortunate that COVID came in, and in the last 2 years, again, our ladies have not been playing a lot of basketball. And if the girls are not playing, there's so many things that can happen in that period of time. But as a whole, our girls basketball is quite good. I think I would comfortably say that we have the best teams in the region when it comes to ladies basketball. I think we need to support them as much as possible. I've been involved, ladies basketball. I've coached so many, ladies teams, and it's really fun, coaching girls because they want to learn, they want to be better. You see them working hard, and it's good, to see our ladies, play. I was happy to see our under-16 girls play in the Afrobasket. These are girls who are in school, and they've not been in school in 2 years, but the federation and the coaches just managed to just get these girls, put them in a team for
they put their hearts
went
out
there
the
and
floor.
played. So sometimes not even just about winning for them, but just getting that exposure and coming back home and knowing, okay, I think we really need to do this and that to improve.
Coach, as we wind up, Emma, last questions for the coach.
I think for going forward, City Oilers, you guys have already won 7 titles. Okay, and I had someone say that, City Oilers doesn't really care about the NBL
It's now a
anymore. It's now something that you guys are more concerned about, international tournaments. For the teams out there, okay, we have very many teams in the NBL. What is City Oil doing right that these other teams are not doing? Because we need to see more teams actually, give you guys competition and also get to that international level. All right. So what are other teams not doing that they should emulate?
Okay. Interesting. There's so many things. Definitely, as a club, we are very ambitious. Okay. When we had just started this club, we said we wanted to be in Africa competition 5 years later. But when we came in immediately, we won the league, and we changed our mind that we don't want to think 5 years later.
5 years.
We want to start now. And because of that mindset that we want to be playing at the top level in Africa, that means you have to do so many things back here at home to be at that level. So we are very ambitious. Of course, to play at international level there, you have to be a powerhouse at home. That's why we have to win for us to be able to play international, because those are the rules. If you're playing ball, you have to be a champion.
You have to be the champion
at home. If you're not, then you can't play ball. So we want to keep winning at home because we want to be in ball. But people say, "Oh, we win because we have money and all that." I really don't think it's about money. I can tell you that there are some clubs that play players better than City Oilers.
That's the perception that's about
but it's
City Oil is the money bags in Ugandan basketball.
That's not true. I think clubs have to really look at themselves and see what they are doing wrong, where they are lacking. Is it the coaching staff? Is it the personnel, the players? Is it their training program? You know, there's so many things that you have to put in place for you to have a very good product. So we look at those. You know, we want our players to have accountability. You know, if you're not training, you've got to have a very good reason why you're not training. Okay, we hear stories. Some players, some clubs have some star players who don't show up for training. We can't have that in City Oil. You know, however big you are, we'll let you out. Yeah, we want our players to account for everything that they do on court. Okay, if you are a player who is supposed to be scoring, you know, 20 points for us, and you don't, you have to tell us why, you know, you're doing that. So we want to make sure that we know the reasons why you're not playing well. Is it because of coaching? Is it because of this? Is it because of, you know, we want to check everything and see that everything is accounted for, and the coaches, you know, if we lose a game, I can tell you that there are meetings that happen, and we have.
And what is the nature of those meetings?
The management has to know why. You know, why did we lose? You know, so you have to have reasons why, and they have to be good reasons. So that, you know, keeps us in check. Okay, for us to try and be at a high level player to always improve and progress. Yeah.
So basically, teams have to be more accountable, not just on court, but even off court.
Everything that you do on court, everything that you do as a coach, you know, as even management themselves. Sometimes we sit with management and we ask them, we are lacking this and this. Why aren't you doing that? Because that, you know, helps the team, you know, to play at a high level. Yeah. So it is not just players, but, you know, all departments have to elevate and work together.
As we wind up, perhaps you can tell the viewers out there when the team will be going to camp, when the foreign-based players will be coming in, or will they just be joining you later?
So the Silverbacks are going to start training on Monday, which this coming Monday, at Africa Bible University. Our first game is on the 26th, so that will give us about 10 days. 10 days to prepare the team. We plan to have those 10 days practice because we have a few players who are still engaged with their teams playing, so we can't have them for all the 10 days. We expect some of the players to start coming in next week. We're hoping by Wednesday, Thursday, we'll have a few players come in. Of course, that also depends on the finances. You've had and seen the financial, according to we've seen the financial problem that we've had. But we are very grateful for the government of Uganda. I think they've really done a very good job supporting the national team. All the games that we've played, all the international games that we've played, wouldn't play them if it was not for the government. I think, you know, some people look at, you know, the negative things, but to tell you the truth, you know, us who are in the team and the management, we are very, you know, grateful for government, you know, supporting us up to now, and we are hoping that this time around they're still going to come and support us.
Well, hopefully we'll wait for that support. It has been Slam Dunk Basketball Talk. Coach Mandy Juni, thank you so much for your time. My name is Felix Opal, my co-host Emmanuel Ateng. Till next time, the Silverbacks will be in action for the World Cup qualifiers, and also UC University were champions. We forgot to mention that at the start of the show, the Africa 3-on-3 University Championship. Have a blessed weekend. Till next time.
First and foremost, thank you very much for hosting me. I'm really humbled, and I'm blessed to be here. Yeah, surely. Talking about basketball, personally, my journey of basketball started from far, very far. That was in high school, and in a situation whereby we did not have enough exposure. We didn't have coaches. We didn't have the facilities like we do have them right now. Although I'm saying this like there are so many years ago, there are not so many. That was about, I began knowing basketball in 2007. That was at KPC when I was in P7 vacation. That is end of 2007 actually, that's KPC North. That's when I first touched the basketball. Then 2008 when I joined Namilyango in Senior 1. I saw people playing. Actually, the people whom I saw there playing and inspired me were Sally of, he played for Chambogo Warriors. Do you remember him?
The left-handed.
Yes. And Omongin. Last I saw him playing for City Oil. Those were the guys whom I found in Namilyango. I was in Senior 1. These guys were playing basketball at another level. And we would actually just go there to watch them. You know, for us by that time, they couldn't allow you to step on the basketball court that those guys are on, because they were senior 6s, you are a senior 1. You just, the best you can do is watch. Other than that, you don't step there. But nonetheless, that's where I started. Beautifully, or I would say lucky for me, that when I was playing with those guys, once in a while when they could see me about midday 1, when the sun is very hot, when they are still resting and waiting to come. So when we would go to court and, you know, try a few shots here and there, and then they would come and they meet us, they would see what we are doing, and, you know, they would identify talent. I don't know if I can use that one. So, you know, one or another, they identified my talent. They realized I could at least throw in the ball. At any sport. They would just give it to me. Although I was weak, I didn't know how to bounce. They only told me one thing, throw in the ball. And throwing in the ball gave me an opportunity to play with them. When I was in Senior 1, Senior 2, but still, of course, I still had people who didn't believe in me, and it was challenging.
private sector is not yet fully utilized, because not everybody can be employed by government. And we are looking at a future whereby more people are employed in the private sector than in government. So I think if we all work hard, if we all work together and invest in the right areas, there's been a lot of talk about value addition in the agriculture sector, in the mineral sector. If there is enough investment in those areas, I think it can create enough jobs for our children and grandchildren.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to take you to question number 4, Andrew, which is, let's talk about your journey at City Hold and the foray into the Executive Director's office, which is as Andrew Chitaka,
Very
and as
interesting.
well as the Director Engineering.
Very interesting. I joined KCCA on 1st November 2011. And before then, I was
for so much. CEO of, you know, whatever. They give so much.
This is the reason why you're actually on the bench.
Because of my credibility. Thank you so much. But now they attack you, they vilify you. And the goal is to weaken you financially. Is to weaken your owner. These are slanderers. So I'm glad that someone would stay up at night to ask and learn about me. And I pray that in the next 2 months, because I know many Ugandans who travel overseas, when they go there, one of the things, because the media has been so much, and Sam Kutesa, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, has really not done a good job. He has dropped the ball on this issue. Why? So many of us are being accused of being gay killers, including me. You've just heard that person. Uganda is being accused that we kill gays, which actually is absolutely untrue. And because of this, it has affected our tourism. It affects people who go overseas to do work or study. It affects whenever you go to a conference. Hi, my name is Eddie Okello. Where are you from? I'm from Uganda. Oh, you are the gay killers. And then you begin to describe. So one of the things that I've done is I've written a book, which should be coming out. I know that I keep saying the same thing, but the work of doing a book takes a long time, and I wish I could be supported. You know, many people who write on this subject, like Sylvia Tamale, she's supported by the Rockefeller Foundation, Carnegie Foundation. There is money.
Is a very big brand, and as we go on, we will probably discuss the things we're trying to do to see that things change for the better.
Good. Sean, on the CEO bench, for everyone who is following, we're live on our YouTube studio where we actually streaming from. So YouTube studio, for everybody asking for a link, is actually House of Talent Uganda.
Confident in themselves and what they are offering. I think that's the biggest problem. Like, women will easily settle for a less pay than men would.
Mona Onyeto Deke goes on to say, I think this is a comment, says, I didn't know that beauty products are taxed at 60%. Whoa.
They are. I pray that changes soon, but they are.
Okay. So with that challenge of 60%,
setting up the company, you're doing tours all across the world. You know, a personal account is great, but how these things are taxed becomes important for you know, for your business later on. As soon as you cross that threshold of 50 million a year, you know, you're now in
the interest becomes more
shares. Yes.